Nicky Henderson will Constitution on top and remain undefeated under rules when completing. What a compelling prospect this is for the William Hill Aintree Hurdle to be called by Simon Holt.
Thank you, Nick. Yes, compelling indeed. And what are the tactics going to be? Tell Her the Name has made the running in the past and she's to the fore. And they're beginning to pack together. Tell Her the Name on the inside of Take No Chances. Just in behind them, sheltering, is Constitution Hill. Out wide, Wodhooh, then Lossiemouth and Break My Soul. Into the final turn then. It's all about to unfold over the course of the next 3.5 furlongs or so, and on towards the final 3 flights. Tell Her the Name on the inside, nearly joined now by Take No Chances. Wodhooh, Constitution Hill locked in behind, looking for a bit of racing room there, and Lossiemouth coming down the outside, slightly getting first run, and out wide Break My Soul. They're now on towards the second last. Take No Chances, Wodhooh, Lossiemouth, Constitution Hill's gone! He's gone! Constitution Hill has fallen again when under a little bit of pressure. He's up on his feet all right. Nico de Boinville on the ground, and so Lossiemouth and Wodhooh fighting it out towards the final flight. Lossiemouth and Wodhooh, nothing between them, followed by Break My Soul and Take No Chances. Lossiemouth on the near side. Wodhooh is giving her a race, but Lossiemouth goes a half length up. A length up now, and up towards the line is Lossiemouth, who comes clear to win the William Hill Aintree Hurdle. Wodhooh in second. Back in third, Take No Chances, Break My Soul and Tell Her the Name. And Constitution Hill is galloping in front of the stands. He's loose, but he looks okay.
Constitution Hill, one of the greatest hurdlers of his generation, is now becoming one of the most enigmatic. 2 falls in succession. Lossiemouth makes it 4 on the spin in Grade 1s this afternoon. For Willie Mullins, it's Paul Townend again. 5-4, the second favourite. The mare wins the Aintree Hurdle, and she had to battle hard to defeat the wonderful Wodhooh, who has produced a career best. And it was only just boiling up when Constitution Hill again was clumsy, was cocky, thought he had it in the bag, and came to grief. He has galloped riderless past the stand. Henderson de Boinville will be disconsolate, but Mullins is just simply dominant on Merseyside.
4 out of 4, and winning an open Grade 1 with a mare, which has been a talking point throughout the last couple of seasons. One mare benefited from the fall of Constitution Hill and Stateman having a crack in open company in the Champion Hurdle, and a higher quality mare, Lossiemouth, has done the same here, and that was unbelievably stressful even for people watching.
He's just clipped the top bar again, hasn't he, and let fly at the second last, and we've been robbed of that opportunity to find out just how good the 2025 version of Constitution Hill is yet again. He was cantering still at the time, but the race was only just unfolding clearly, and well done to Lossiemouth and her connection. She's battled gamely, and she's earned a deserved success, but yeah, it's a shame, isn't it, that it's come to that.
Now, Paul Townend had a look over his left shoulder. He was clearly confident on Lossiemouth. Nico de Boinville just starts to squeeze. Top bar. You'd be very, very brave to have called what the outcome would have been on that evidence.
Yeah, I don't know what's beyond a drawing board, but what do you do now? Back-to-back falls of that fashion, one of the best horses we've seen. What is the plan next? You're inclined to put it down to sample size and being just a freak turn of events, because throughout the rest of the race, I think we were observing he was treating them with more respect. He gave one a lot of air on the first circuit, and that was tended to be the theme throughout.
That's fine, but when you get racing and the heat's on, then you need to be quick, slick like he used to be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's helped him that he's ended up sort of crowded a little bit.
Slightly half-length here, maybe?
Yeah, exactly, he was. I mean, there's no doubt that just as the race was unfolding, and he didn't have daylight going into that, did he? Whereas most of the race he was in a good rhythm. Obviously they weren't quickening in the same way that they were going to the second last flight of hurdles, but it probably hasn't helped him that he's been surrounded in that way.
It's the narrow margins. We're discussing so many aspects of the sport, but unthinkable what the outcome could have been from here. And Cheltenham, the best horse around, on the receiving end of such a severe fall. and it looks like. Oh, you hope, of course, that he's going to come back and still be that high caliber performer, but it's 2 in a row, and as Martin says, things just got messy here. There's 6 of them at this point. 2 of them were ignored. Take no chances and tell the name. We're allowed to do their own thing, and at this stage, Nico's the one caught behind, whereas Paul takes the opportunity to try and nick a length or two. Bear in mind, Constitution Hill was ahead of him at that point, ahead of Paul. Paul's the one who decided, I'm going to try and capitalise on you being in potentially a less than ideal position in behind rivals, and whether linked or not, it certainly hasn't helped in terms of his view of the flight.
Yeah, I think when Nico de Boinville pulled Constitution Hill out, going into the flight at which he fell, he'd have wanted Constitution Hill to be that length closer. Well, that 3/4 of length closer.
I think he would have been, yeah. But I mean, we've seen this tendency from him when he was winning races. We saw it at Cheltenham on trials day, didn't we, at the last flight, which he got away with. And I'd sooner it be this way, that he's got this to prove, than a loss of his ability, which still is in doubt to some extent. But hopefully they can get it right with him.
Anticlimactic, yes, but something brilliant about the way this firm's doing it, for sure. Here's Niall again.
Joined by Joe Chambers. Now Rich Ritchie, unfortunately, on business. What a day to go on business.
Yeah, well, look, he got 4 days at Cheltenham, I got 1, so swings and roundabouts. But he'll be here this evening, and we'll give it a kick tomorrow.
Absolutely. We'll talk about Royal Bagay in a minute, but first of all, start with Gaelic Warrior. Yeah, just a hell of a horse, isn't he?
He must be riddled with ability, but I have to say that he's not had a straight 3 weeks, I'd say, until about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and that's a serious training performance by Willie to get him right. He's always been effusive about the ride Patrick gave him at Limerick in the Grade 1, and I kind of wondered what was he up to putting him on him today, so I had a bit of an inkling that he may have fancied him, and then I saw the money coming, so but he must have a load of ability. A great performance, delighted for Patrick, delighted for Susanna, and great to have him back to get a win out of him, you know.
Lossiemouth just coming in behind us. Constitution fell, it seems like he's fine, but what a talented mare.
Look, she's class. I know we got a few kicks about Cheltenham, but you know, Rich and Susanna and Willie and Paul have no regrets over it. This is her trip. I think it's probably her best trip. It's the one she's most comfortable at. It's a shame about Constitution Hill. That's twice it's happened to them. You know, we know all about fallers. We lost Willie the Hool, sadly, another grey young horse in the first race, and thankfully Rachel's okay. And it's an amazing game. You know, We've been on our backside an hour and a half ago, and here we are with 2 Grade 1 winners at Aintree in the sunshine an hour later, and it's absolutely magic, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, well done to all the team.
Thank you very much, Niall.